My name is Nick and I'm one of the PADI course directors here at the College of Diving. Today I'm going to share with you guys 5 tips to score a 5, which is the highest possible score, on your Divemaster or IDC skills circuit. Everybody knows that to score a 5 you have to do the skill correctly, slowly, and very exaggerated. It has to appear easy. But how else can you improve your odds and blow your instructor out of the water, figuratively speaking? Tip number 1 to improve your PADI Divemaster or IDC skill circuit performance is to differentiate between what the requirement is of the skill in the skill circuit versus in other courses. For instance, a hover might be 30 seconds in one dive, 60 seconds in another dive, require power inflation in one skill circuit and oral inflation in another skill. So it's very important to understand that skills don't exist by themselves. Skills exist within the course, within the program, even within the specific dive that we are doing. So it's very important to go to your PADI instructor manual, go to the Divemaster course, go to the skill circuit performance requirements and differentiate the difference between the skills in that skill circuit versus in other courses that you may have seen. My second piece of advice would be to think a little bit about the intent of the skill. Don't just look at the performance requirement, don't just look at videos you've seen online, but think, why are the students learning this skill? Why am I demonstrating this skill? A good example is neutral buoyancy, right? Some people refer to it as the fin pivot, or maybe a little bit more like bunny hops, or just horizontally going up and down. Sure, the end goal is to be going up and down with each breath, but what is the intent of the skill? The intent of the skill is to start from a negatively buoyant position and slowly get neutrally buoyant until we get to a point where our breath determines our positioning in the water column. Every skill exists for a reason. Every skill in essence exists to solve a problem, a diving problem, right? So give some thought to, why am I demonstrating this skill? What is it that I want the students to learn? That is arguably as important as the performance requirement. The third tip I would give you for success on your PADI Divemaster or IDC skill circuit is to know the difference between the performance requirements and preference. You will find a lot of videos online, including our College of Diving skill circuit video, which we will link below, but these are just suggested executions. There are the performance requirements, which we met earlier, and then there are steps you may or may not include. For instance, some people like to clear a mask by putting their 2 fingers on the top of the frame. Some people clear a mask by pressing the palm of their hand on the top. Some people clear the mask before the mask strap even goes over the head. Other people put the mask strap first, clear the hairs, then clear the mask. There are different ways to achieve the exact same skill, and none of these ways are necessarily better than the others. So it's very important to understand what is required versus what is preference. A good instructor and a good course director will never score you on their personal preference, but they will score you on the performance requirement, whether it appears easy, and maybe most importantly, whether it clearly explains to the student one of the easiest ways to achieve that particular requirement. Tip number 4 would be to do dry runs. It is a little bit time consuming to get in your equipment, get in the water. If you do not have easy access to a water environment, do dry runs. You can do this in your living room, in your bedroom, wherever you have a little bit of floor space. Go sit on your knees, go lay on the floor, whatever it is you need to do. But practice these steps, maybe in front of a mirror. Maybe if you have course companions, try to score each other a little bit. But it is very useful to break down the skill without water getting in the way. Once you've done enough dry runs, it'll suddenly feel a lot easier in the water. And our final tip for success during your PADI Divemaster or IDC skill circuit is to spend a little bit of prep time with your dive equipment. It's very important to make decisions early on as to which methods you might be showing dependent on the gear you might be wearing. Some people might be wearing integrated weights, some people might be wearing weight belts, some people have alternate air sources, some people might have an air-to-inflation system. So it's really important to early on decide which method you're going to be demonstrating and not change that over the course of your skill circuits. A lot can be done by tweaking your equipment, placing some trim weights here and there, excluding anything that's non-essential as well, right? Slates can really get in the way of a BICD remove and replace underwater. So cleaning up your rig helps a lot. Adding a little bit of extra weight than you would normally wear in a fun diving situation helps you to either demonstrate a little bit more easily negatively buoyant if that's what you prefer, or alternatively in actual teaching situations, a little bit of extra weight gives you a little bit more body mass so you can stop naughty students. Arranging your gear before you attempt your first skill circuit and trying to adjust your trim for proper weighting or slightly heavy weighting is going to go a long way in getting a 5 on that PADI Divemaster or IDC skill circuit. So I hope you guys liked these tips. If you want to know more, you can always ask in the comments or just let us know what you think. Be very happy to engage, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon at one of our PADI Divemaster or IDC programs here at the College of Diving in Utila. Bye-bye.